Joe here. Welcome to another Dragon Ball FighterZ video, and welcome back to my patch review. Today, we're taking a look at Beerus, who, while he didn't get a lot of changes, got some pretty massive buffs overall. So, with that said, let's take a look at what he got. The first change we're going to look at is to Spheres of Destruction, because all versions of Spheres of Destruction got a massive buff. Just take a look at this. Yeah, so the clash level of Spheres of Destruction has been significantly increased. So now, Beerus' Spheres of Destruction are a level 2 projectile rather than a level 1, like Lat codes. Which means any character with a level 1 Ki Blast is not going to be able to do anything against Spheres of Destruction. But if you thought that was crazy, take a look at this. Z-Broly here also has a level 2 Ki Blast. In fact, he's had level 2 Ki Blast since he was first released all those years ago. But now, if we pin Beerus against Broly, here's what happens. Broly can manage to pierce through Beerus' Spheres of Destruction, because level 2 Ki Blasts will collide with each other. And because of that, that means any character with a level 2 Ki Blast, like Z-Broly here, or even Majin 21, will be able to pierce through. So, overall, any character with a level 2 Ki Blast is going to go even with Beerus. But any character with a level 1 Ki Blast is not going to stand a chance. Oh, but one other thing I will mention is beams. Beams absolutely work against these Ki Blasts still, so that's another option. So think of that as you will. But yeah, this is a huge buff for Beerus, and it's going to make him not only an incredible zoner, but it's also got the potential to give him some anti-zoning options as well, which is crazy considering he's already got his projectile invul 2M, which still irks the fuck out of me. But regardless, still a really good change. The next change we're going to talk about is 5H, which now has reduced recovery. On whiff, it is minus 33, but on block, it is minus 5, which means you can beat out any normal, practically. So let's say you were to do something like a block string like that. You wouldn't be able to do that, of course, that last part, but you could do stuff like that. So you've got options, which is nice. And I think this is also going to help. This is going to help Beerus a ton in his pressure game. At least that's what I think this change will be good for. So it's a really nice change. The next change we're going to look at is to Beerus' JL, which now has a faster startup. It is now 6 frames instead of whatever it was last time. So this change, I'm assuming, is to help with his orb loops to make them more consistent, which I think is going to do Beerus a ton of favors in that regard. So yeah, this is a really nice change, and overall it's going to be a really nice change for him in regards to airs as well. So overall, really good change. The next change is to God of Destruction's Wrath, which in the last patch was stupidly safe, but now the recovery has been reduced. And now you are minus 25 on whiff. So, regardless, of the situation, you will be -5 when you land. Which is honestly a very necessary change for this character, because this... that was broken in the last patch because of how fast Beerus could recover afterwards and just start up pressure again. Now, it takes him a bit before he can fully recover, which gives you an ample opportunity to punish. I think that nerf was necessary, and overall, a really good change for Beerus. The last change we're going to look at is to Spheres of Destruction. Again. But more specifically, the 236S version. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, well, what else could they possibly have changed aside from the Ki Blast level? What else could they have done with this move? Does that answer your question? And no, your eyes did not deceive you. You can now summon Beerus' Spheres of Destruction in midair. And you're probably wondering, okay, well, what use case could that have? Allow me to show you. Through just a small, simple combo. That was just a simple example, but it's one example out of probably many. But yeah, now you can just, after getting a sliding knockdown, whether in the corner or mid-screen, you can now just spawn the orbs. I mean, as if Beerus' corner pressure with the orbs wasn't already scary enough, now he can summon them midair. And if that wasn't bad enough, let me just show you something else too. You can also summon his other orbs. And if that wasn't crazy enough, you remember these moves? Yeah, let's see what happens if we do this. Yeah, that works. That absolutely works. Anything can be possible. Anything can work now. Well, anything within limits, of course. But regardless, this character now has access to mid-air orbs and can apply even greater pressure from both the ground and the air. If that doesn't sound scary to you, I don't know what to fucking tell you. You're either a masochist or extremely brave. Or confident in your skill. Maybe a little too confident. Or maybe you just don't think there'll be that many applications for it until you see something that does apply really well and very optimally. I'm not sure which it is, but I guess we'll find out. And with that, we have covered all of the changes that Beerus has received this patch. Like I said, he didn't get a lot, but what he did get was, yeah, pretty fucking good. I mean, the Spheres of Destruction changes are probably the craziest changes this character had been given. But, apparently, they've also been some of the most requested, especially considering Beerus doesn't really have other Ki Blasts aside from that and that. And to be fair, his Spheres of Destruction are his main bread and butter projectile. So having more use cases for them, as well as having greater durability on them, is definitely a good thing for this character, especially with the playstyle he inhabits. But I won't pretend to, act like the other changes aren't there, because I will be honest, the other 3 changes, or other 4 changes, are still really good too. I mean, less recovery on 5H, a faster JL, and this getting nerfed? That's really good. Now, does that mean there aren't changes I would give the character? No, because there are definitely changes I would give this character. Speaking of, let's talk about them. So now we come to the last part of the video where I list off all the changes I personally would make to the character. And thankfully, there isn't really too much. There's about 4 changes. 2 to Beerus' general kit, and 2 to his assists, his A and B assists specifically. So, with that said, let's start by talking about the 2 changes to his kit. Beginning with that fucking thing. 2M. It being projectile invul is just ridiculous. I get why they did it to some degree, especially considering Beerus' gameplay is purely Ki Blast based, but even still, having him be projectile invul during his 2M is a little ridiculous. I could understand it being Ki Blast invul, maybe, but full projectile invul? That's ridiculous. So, if I could change anything, on the 2M, I would either remove the projectile invulnerability entirely, or just remove the Ki Blast invulnerability. This way, at least Beerus can have some sort of anti-zoning property on his 2M. I don't want him to be able to counter characters with beams. Ki Blasts, fine. Beams, fuck no. And that's all I would change with 2M. The next change I would make would be to his level 3. Both variants.
Something.
Maximum power!
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you see anything wrong there? Do you see something wrong? Because I see something pretty fucking off. And it's called his recovery on whiff. Now, that's just the regular version. Let me show you the other version.
Something.
Maximum power!
Yeah, so he recovers very, very quickly, which is undoubtedly terrifying. So, I think increasing the amount of recovery frames this move has, his level 3 has, on both versions, I think would be really good, because this character should be punished if he whiffs this. Not granted a second chance at life. So I would definitely increase the amount of recovery frames by at least a good 15 to 20. At least. And that's it for general changes to Beerus' kit. Now let's talk about his assists, starting with probably one of the best assists in the game, A assist. Yeah, this thing has ridiculous block stun, ridiculous hit stun, and the startup is 19 frames. It should not be able to start that fast with how many benefits this move has. So, first thing I would do is increase the startup of the assist from 19 frames to 25 frames. And that's all I would change about his A assist. But as for his B assist, it's very similar to Baby's B assist. The only difference being, unlike Baby, Beerus does not track. And this problem goes for another character's B assist as well, but I will cover that when the time comes. And I will pretty much say the exact same thing. But for Beerus, he needs to have tracking on this assist. There's no excuse for it not to have tracking anymore. Beerus' B assist should track. And, you know, I think if it were given tracking, I think it would be a really strong assist. Especially a really strong combo assist, because think about it like this. Baby's B assist is really good, and is pretty much the same type of move, but it has full tracking, both ground and air. Now, I'm not asking for Beerus' B assist to get air tracking, or be an exact replica of Baby's B assist. I'm fine with it being grounded. I just think it should track the opponent. If that were added to the assist, it would make it miles better, in my opinion. And with that said, that covers all the changes I personally would make to Beerus. It's not a lot, but it's enough to help the character out, give him more support value, while dialing down his extremes, which are his 2M and the insanely little amount of recovery on his level 3. as well as his A assist needing to be slowed down. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And with that, we've arrived at the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And next time we do this, we'll be talking about Goku Black, and I am absolutely stoked to talk about Goku Black because his changes are, oh, they are so good. But until then, don't do anything stupid and take good care of yourselves. Thanks again for watching, and I will, well, thanks for watching, not thanks again. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.